Paternity fraud occurs when a mother names a man to be the biological father of a child when she knows or suspects he is not the biological father. Because none of the states require a mother who files a claim for child support to advise the court or child support agencies that another man, other than the one they named, could potentially be the father, thousands of men are paying for child support for children who may not be their own, and thousands of children are being denied a relationship with their biological fathers and extended families. This deception has come to be known in legal circles as paternity fraud, also referred to as child identity fraud. There are three primary victims in cases of paternity fraud: the child, the biological father, and the male falsely identified by the mother to be the child's father. Paternal and maternal relatives are also victims. Abusive practices and false paternity establishments occur in many ways. However, the most common are default judgments are issued against men when they haven't responded to a summons or failed to appear before a court of law to establish paternity, regardless of whether or not they were made aware of their court date. In-hospital paternity acknowledgement forms are a legal document that men sign in the hospital to legally establish paternity. Once signed, the court may order support for the baby without having a court hearing to prove who the father is. Presumed paternity is the legal determination that a man is presumed to be a child's biological father whenever a child is born to a married couple. There was a time when paternity was difficult to establish, and presumption served the useful purpose of solving the otherwise unsolvable. Now, our nation's courts have come to accept DNA evidence as absolute proof of innocence, even in death row cases. So why won't policymakers and courts accept DNA as proof that a man didn't father a child? Instead, defenders of paternity fraud believe that it isn't in the child's best interest to disclose the truth as to who the biological father is. Yet, it is highly doubtful that many children would believe that it is in their best interest to be lied to so that they can get money from an unrelated, innocent man. The children, who are the real victims of paternity fraud, deserve better than to have their support paid by a wrongly accused man. No society should teach its children that lies are the path to success in our courts or anywhere else. In many cases, a man paying child support due to paternity fraud doesn't even know or have a relationship with the child. Seeking custody would be illogical for these men who don't want to perpetuate the lie that they are the biological father. When the child wants to pursue a relationship with the person that is financially supporting them, the situation becomes even more confusing, awkward, and a dysfunctional scenario for the child. The child feels misplaced and unwanted. The child never asked for the wrong person to be designated as their father. In presumed paternity cases where mothers do truthfully disclose who the biological father is, states often don't go after the biological father for child support. Instead, their husbands are held financially responsible even though DNA proves otherwise, once again creating dysfunction within the family. Paternity fraud is prevalent and has devastating consequences for men, women, and children. People often think that paternity fraud is just a men's issue, yet according to Women Against Paternity Fraud has devastating effects not only on men, but the women in their lives, their spouses, girlfriends, mothers, aunts, grandmothers, relatives, and especially on children. Women who were lied to about who their biological fathers are, also paternity fraud victims. Paternity fraud is an issue that affects families and robs children of their medical history, identity, father figure, and benefits such as inheritance, medical and life insurance, rights to Social Security, and veterans benefits. To learn more about paternity fraud, please visit our website under the Family Issues tab.